check. Okay, that looks like it's on. This looks like it's on. Ooh. Connected. Connected, logged in, logged in. We don't know who you are. Okay, logged in. Oh, bugger. Okay, so we've got live action happening here, and I'm trying to set up the chat function for myself to see everybody. I got a couple of things to show. Doesn't look like we've got anybody on here right yet. I don't expect everybody to jump on right away. It's Mother's Day, for crying out loud. And I'm a little rusty at this stuff, so we'll have to see. Yes, Billy, I got my hair cut. So I'm going to try to stay on top of the chat this time. And while we've got... yes, it is Mother's Day. I have to shave the beard for Ma. This is the deal I have. And it's like, it's almost like... you know, let's see how far the bugger will get before Mother's Day. So, my wife and my mom both hate the beard. And anybody who has a beard will know that the older you get, the reason you grow the beard is because they hate it. We'll probably start growing it again around September, August, September next year. I like to have a beard during the winter months. I don't like... You know, it's nice to have a little bit of protection on your face, even if winter is a little crappy this year. Yeah, those shears were of my own doing. So I've got a couple of things to show tonight. However, while we start getting people into the chat and stuff, I got mine's autographed. Was contacted by my buddy Jeff Otto at Oak Hill Track Supply. What is it? Oak Hill Model Railroad Track Supply at ohrtracksupply.com, and he said, hey Ron, remember that track jig I sent you? Why don't you show it? And so we've got that to show. I've been working on some Craftsman kits. Actually, it's been non-stop Craftsman kits. I put out a video saying that I'm into custom building again, building models for people. So that's going down. This is part of a review And actually, while I get set up here, because I want to stream for about an hour or so, maybe 2 hours, I don't know. Let's see how far we go. I don't have any beer. Beer's on the floor here. It'll be bottled in 3 days. We'll bottle it in 3 days, and that means then it's gotta get bubbly in the bottle for another. It'll probably take 2 weeks, so won't have that type of entertaining live stream right now. But in the meantime, I'm going to be watching the chat and answering your questions. I've got this streaming to both of my YouTube channels, all over the place, really. Twitch and 2 YouTube channels. Those are the 3 channels. So if you comment on any of those 3 channels, I'm doing my best to watch those. It says we have 5 services we're hooked up to. So what I'm really interested in doing is making sure that this chat thing's hooked up through all the devices. So if Billy, you're an adventurous guy, if you go over to Twitch and check out Just Another Scale Modeler, or anybody who's got a Twitch login, maybe put a message in over there. See if it comes through on my chat thing, like my camera up above right here. You tripod camera. You can see that's my cat. I'm gonna let my cat in. He better not. You know what? Forget about the damn cat. He's gonna. Anyways, so I'm going to start up my. I've got a video that I pre-did earlier today. Well, I started last night, and it's got this multi-structure kit that I've been working on. And what my idea was is that we're gonna play those videos for as much as people are gonna be interested in them, and while they're playing, people can ask me questions. You guys can ask me people like I don't know who you are. Ha ha ha. So if you have any questions of me, my peeps, let me have them. We got I decided to color this building an interesting way so that we could have the contrasting colors of the fade underneath the windows, and I felt that the green, well, actually it's all a lie. Sometimes I bullshit. Yeah, I'm sorry. On the Modelers Guild Facebook group, there's a gentleman who is a comic book colorist for, you know what, I'm not going to say the company because there's 2 of them. If I get it wrong, I'm probably never going to be his friend again. This light's in the way. I'm making it worse. Anyways, that's the reason why we're doing this live stream tonight, to make sure that the lights are out of the way so we can get the grip to get his ass in here and fix the lights for us. That's actually me. Maybe I'll go like this. So, thanks for coming in. I hope you guys are still here. Let's check and see if you're still here. Right on, 15. So hit me up with your questions. We're gonna break into a little video that I did earlier. I'm gonna be in the background here monitoring the chat, and if anybody goes over to Twitch, I am Just Another Scale Modeler over there. And chat at me from over there. Let's test this thing out. Let's break the bugger. I only care about my Ron Pare channel on YouTube, Just Another Scale Modeler on YouTube, and Just Another Scale Modeler on Twitch. We'll make sure all these settings are set up good so that, you know, maybe we can spread this hobby of model railroading. God, I got so much I want to share about this thing. You see, I painted the chimney yellow brick. And how many times do you see people doing that? I love it. So let's get this video rolling, and we'll stay on schedule here. Thanks for stopping by. And if you say something in the chat, I'm going to chat over the mix, and I'm probably going to be talking a bit while it's happening. So let's get over here. We'll go like this. Press play, and I'll go like this. What the hell happened? There we go. Okay, everything works. It's working. Yay! What if I do this? I'm probably gonna break things, my friends. I'm telling you. I'm very sorry, but I'm an inquisitive character. I'm an inquisitive kind of guy. And that gets in my way often. I'm not going to go over to Twitch to check this stuff out on my own, but I really wish one of you would go over there and say the thing's not working. I haven't got a message from Twitch, so that if there is any messages over there, that's a piece of news too. So what we're watching is I am building, I gotta get in here to see what the heck I'm doing. You know what? I can't even see what's happening on it. And if you look at the video, you can see how bad my eyes are. What a terrible video. Oh, I know what it is. Okay. It's the yellow brick. In that bottle, I've got the byproduct of ultra matte medium from Liquitex, where I've separated the talcum powder from the mixture itself by adding soapy water and diluted it. And what that did was it desuspended the talcum powder and made it settle to the bottom. So I've been using that for my brick mortar lately, and it's been an amazing advancement in brick mortar. And you know, it bugs me because I wrote an article for Model Railroad Hobbyist, and it's got my early attempts at learning what this technique is. And although I probably have the technique 70% figured out in the article that will be coming out on Model Railroad Hobbyist, these techniques advance. And I don't even use the Liquitex no more. I use this little bottle that you've seen me using there before. It's sitting right beside the yellow ochre paint, up above the scissors, and it's just a bottle with about a half an inch of talcum powder. Actually, Andy, there's a bit of a lag because I just explained that, but I'm gonna. So I'm gonna expand on that, Andy. So this is a talcum powder, and it goes on and you can't see it. It goes on clear like a milky white, and it settles into the cracks. But when this stuff dries, it goes stark white, crazy go nuts white. And it is not a powder or a pigment or anything like that, because when you put your dull coat over top of this talcum powder, I don't even know what it is. This is the byproduct that comes out of Liquitex matte medium, ultra matte medium. So it's got extra of this powder, and I've desuspended it, put it into a cup, and this stuff, when you put your dull coat on after the fact, dude, it stays. It does not diminish in any way whatsoever. And I learned this technique from making a mistake of using, well, actually what I did was I followed Dave Frary's, like if you get the Scenic Express trees, the super tree kit, and then you go to Dave Frary, and Dave Frary says, oh yeah, you take this matte medium and you mix it up with this and that, and then you spray it on your trees. Well, this is a certain type of matte medium. And then I'm going out onto Amazon, and I think to myself, well, I'm going to get myself some matte medium, and I end up getting ultra matte medium, which is a different consistency, a different concoction of materials. And these materials didn't do what Dave Frary said they were going to do, because I didn't get the Scenic Express version of the stuff. So that's that. you know sometimes it's the biggest mistake you could ever take is to watch somebody's video and use it verbatim without experimenting or testing it first. And that includes my videos, of course, because like and that's a case in point where I use Dave Frary's whole idea of using matte medium, and by using ultra matte medium, well, I think it's the fact that it's Liquitex is a different formula altogether than what you get from Scenery Express. And I suspect that that's the issue that I ran into. And it was a happy mistake, because I was experimenting on grass tufts with the War Painter unit. And that really set me up right. There's a funny story with that Yo Biscuit. My name is there was a skipping song when I was in grade school, and my cousin was a year older than me. Well, just a few months older than me, and that means that he got to be in like grade 7 when I was in grade 6, and I moved to his school, and they used to tease me all the time, and there used to be a song, and I'll do it. I'm not afraid. I'm a kid whose middle name is Melvin. I'm not going to be afraid of saying this stuff. Oh, we love that Ronnie Biscuit, Ronnie Biscuit, Ronnie Biscuit. And the name stuck with me. If I go to the family reunion, or there's a few bars in London, Ontario, I walk my ass into there, and it's like, Biscuit! I don't have a real name, to tell you the truth. So I guess I should go make sure that I have this set up on Just Another Scale Modeler. I did have a Just Another Scale Modeler channel. Actually, good point. Okay. So I set up the chat to the wrong channel. Yes. There we go. We're going to fix that. Thanks, Andy. So what was it? Twitch. Oh well. I'm not gonna do this on the fly. It's just ludicrous. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. So yes. So yep, looking great. And would you have that nice texture? It's working, brother. So I hadn't been in touch with you. So, the thing about this brick mortar texture is it'll work after you hit it with dull coat, which, as many people know, the dull coat, it makes your mortar disappear on the majority of all those other techniques, and I'm talking all of them. And the technique that I'm using now with this this powder that I pulled from the Ultra Matte Medium, it stays 100% behind dull coat. So if I was challenged at a show or something like that to do a brick contest, I'd rock this idea like a champ. And I would be so confident at it because I know that it is an awesome way to do it. And I've struggled to get the best performance possible. And it's just, it just takes lots of practice and lots of experimentation. Kind of like crazy glue, eh, Andy? So the other technique that I've been using with this powder is I'm hitting it with the ink and alcohol now, and it's giving it a grayish look to it, but still stays looking great as a mortar. It's actually a weathered mortar, a more realistic mortar as it goes. So the technique's progressing. Kind of like, there's a conversation on Model Railroad Hobbyist forums about ink and alcohol. And, you can see that people are in analysis paralysis because they're sitting there stuck on the solution. Do I use waterproof or non-waterproof ink and alcohol? And I'm a person who has built Bob Van Gelder's South River Model Works kits. I've built fine scale miniatures, George Celios's kits. I've built Brett Gallant's Sierra West scale models kits. I've built kits from almost every manufacturer out there except for Foss. And in each and every one of them we have an explanation of ink and alcohol, especially George Celios. George Celios arguably popularized the technique itself. I don't like to say people created it because he probably got it from somebody else, and he could have either done one of two things: perfected it or popularized it. And I don't think he perfected it because there's this argument still about what to use non-waterproof or waterproof ink. And the reason for this being is that if you get old ink that settles for a long period of time and you allow the alcohol to get to the bottom of the bottle. So what's happening is your mixture is getting too strong and your sediment at the bottom of the bottle is there. Now I know this because every time I get to the bottom of the bottle, my ink and alcohol gets spotty, right? And that happens to everybody. But the thing is, these people actually confused me for a little bit there. It's like, well, what do you use? And I'm like, well, it's got to be non-waterproof. I go to my drawer, and I've got one of each. So what do you do there? You got to figure out what went wrong. And the reason is that your ink and alcohol gets spotty. It's not because of the type of ink that you use. Both inks work. Both styles of alcohol work, 70% or 90%. The difference is if you allow your ink and alcohol bottle to get down to the bottom, so you got an inch left, you're going to get sediment into the mix. And that's the issue. And once you get the spots onto the bottle itself, if you hit that ink, hit the spots with straight alcohol, I remember it being you can rub it out with a brush. So hey, thanks Chris. You know what? If I get to meet you, I'd like to show you. I got a few tattoos of my own. We can compare tats. Got a visitor. We're gonna put the camera on her. Actually, she's probably on camera. Yep, the camera's right there. That's all you have to say to the woman. You're probably on camera. You don't even have to shoot them the bird or anything like that. You're probably on camera. They'll run. So yeah, except the only problem with model railroad hobbyist is it's not a problem with model railroad hobbyists. Let's just get to the bottom of it. It's a problem with the hobby itself. When you try to tell people what you've done, half of them are like, yeah, I know, buddy, and they shake their head from back to forth like they're Aunt Jemima or something like that, and it's like, I'm sorry, I tried. So I'm gonna go and look at the chat here. I've been thinking about what kind of music I want to play on these things. Also, if you have any questions for me, chat them up here, or you can send them over to Facebook. If I don't get to them today, I will be I think I'm going to be streaming all this week. I have this multi-kit that I'm building, the K&W Butter Co. from KC Workshops, to build and do a review on. It's because it's a multi-building kit, multi-structure kit. Hey Billy, here's to you. I want to put it on a little bit of a scenic diorama. So the challenges of this thing, So there's a lot of work to do, and I kind of like to be able to chat with people every now and then. So I'm going to be live streaming all this week in the mornings while the kids are at school. I've decided that, there's a lot of retired people in the hobby, and they'll be available during the day. I know a lot of people are working, and, it's kind of janky to watch a live stream after the fact because you can't chat with people. Wayne. Yeah, Eric from, he's got those funny sunglasses. But funny story, Wayne. Let me read your question out so that... nice to see the beard gone. I can catch it live from Queensland, Australia. Hello to Australia. Now we need to get Eric from imrro.com to get rid of those silly sunglasses. The funny thing is when last September, Eric had this great big monster beard on, and I was like instantly jealous. I was like, it's time to start the beard. And within a couple weeks, my beard's going to be longer than yours, Eric. And he shaved it that week. I'm sure the old lady got to him. But Wayne, the old lady got to me. It's Mother's Day. I shave every year at Mother's Day. It's kind of a tradition. Last year I did the same thing. New Haven. I contacted the Hunterline people. They're local to me. I'm working on getting those stains and one of their bridges to do some videos on. I imagine they would be the perfect kind of thing to do a live stream on. So yes, I'm going to do that in the future. What I know of them right now is that my friend from Windsor, Mark Williams, the original owner of Imagine That Laser Art, he doesn't own it anymore. He used those stains a lot, and they are super interesting because you get stains from different companies, like Micromark has it, and Micromark's selling ink and alcohol, which is like for expensive. Like it's like a, how big's this bottle? It's like a 2.5 ounce bottle, and you're buying it for $15. Well, a little bottle of ink is like $7, and then a big bottle of alcohol is like $4. So like for the same price, you can get like 2,000 times as much. So these Hunterline stains, they have a blue tinge to them, which is awesome because they're not a direct copy. And the other thing is that these Hunterline stains are, I suspect that they're made from an oil shoe polish or oil based for their stains, and he's got them so that when they paint on, they don't look really realistic. However, when they soak in and cure and age a little bit, those stains are long lasting, and that's the key there. It's not instant gratification, so it's a good point, New Haven. Besides static grass, is there a way to bring grassy mounds to life? It's a challenge to see what you're saying in my mind's eye, Chris. I don't want to shoot just shoot my mouth off on something I don't really understand what it is. I suspect I know what you're talking about. But we'll I'll get to you, and we'll get to that privately later, and then maybe I'll make it part of a show. That's a good point. That's a good thing to look after, or to talk about, so that we can all learn this together. Like I don't know everything. I know a very small niche of the hobby, and you know, I like to stick within it. You know what I mean? Like, I like to talk about stuff that I know about. So, yes, Andy. Yeah, I'm looking at getting the covered bridge from Hunter Line and their red stain, because I think they would be a perfect match, and I'm really looking forward to that. I kind of lost touch with him, but that's only because I've probably built about 7 kits in the last month, and my mind's starting to spin. And the only way for me, I don't take breaks. I do not stop, because once I stop, I lose inspiration, and the fire's gone, and it's like depression hits, and it's like start drinking, or, you know, going out to the bar and getting in trouble. I'm human. I'm only human. Yes, Mr. Crawford. It's unfortunate that there's a gentleman on your show who doesn't like it, but this gentleman from OHR Track Supply, he would like to do stuff, but I'm pretty sure he's apprehensive about going on the show because of a certain person. So maybe you can fix that, and you can get fine scale switch maker to go on, because you know darn well the other guy's a little bit too smug to go on. Billy, nice trick, buying the old lady flowers so that I could keep the beard. The problem is my mother hates the beard too, and that's my Achilles heel. There's nothing I can do. I made a deal with her about 4 years ago that Mother's Day I'll shave the beard. And that's the way it goes, buddy. I should just start I should start growing the beard now. No. I live in Canada. It's going to get hot this summer. This is going to get super hot. Go via, go home. Contact me about Martin Wahlberg. His products, I don't have the latest Scenery Express book, and they're not, but he told me last year that he was trying to get them in just when he sent those products to me, and he said after that they accepted him, and they might very well be available from Scenery Express. However, I've got I talk to him on a one-to-one basis. So if you are interested, we can go in on we're walking in the weeds of how Ron does the show. I don't really want to talk about that because it's not like people think it's talking about my ego, but I got no ego, so I'm just going to avoid it altogether, buddy. And we might be talking soon, so let's just talk to that head to head. Wayne, I grow the beard every year, especially in the winter. So starting September, I probably start the beard. Just after, like, August is our really hot month up here in the northern hemisphere. I imagine your hot month is like right now, or maybe like just a month ago or something. And so you'd probably be growing the beard now. I start in September. Thanks, Wally. And hey, Wally, thanks for your support, buddy. Patrons make this channel what it is. Wally's Weathering is a cool dude, and he's been a patron of mine for a few months now, and I love it. Patreon.com/Ron Pare. You know, if you want to be, if you want to show your support, if I taught you anything, please consider going over there. www.patreon.com patreon.com/Ron Pare, P-A-R-E. It's it can be a buck a video, a buck a month. I have a bona fide artist that he's like the most talented person that I've ever met or talked to. Michael Paul Smith is a $25 per video provider, and it's amazing. You know, like, I've been able to stock up on supplies. It's been great. It's been unbelievable, really, this Patreon thing. So thanks, Wally, and welcome to the show. Yes, Billy, I am only human, and I make terrible mistakes. I'd probably be a channel with 200,000 viewers right now if I wasn't human, if I was just a stiff video editor. Oh well, this is my hobby I'm sharing, I guess. Gotta live. Yes, Andy, I've got some Walthers mats, and they're as uninspired and blue-green as many backdrops on many railroads. You know, across the world, there's that standard backdrop on a railroad, and it's hunter green, and it's like, makes me cringe every time I walk in the room. You might as well just do try to keep people's names out of this so I don't get in trouble. You might as well just do the lichen mat. Just take a case of lichen, spray it with craft glue, and just toss it at the wall. No, Mark, I am not going to use the beard trimmings for the grass. And over the past 4 years, I've been saying that joke every year. And it hasn't gotten a laugh yet. Sorry. Doesn't work for me. So... yeah, corn crops. Yeah, you like that red dragon, eh? I'm a big fan of audiobooks. I'm often, you know, in the background of the video that's playing on right now. Yes, you can say whatever you want, buddy. Wally says, you're cheap entertainment. Wait, can I say that online? On this show, there's no real rules. Okay? I'll keep my shirt on. Trust. I'll keep my shirt on. Yeah, so I listen to audiobooks, and the video that's playing here, so that you don't see my mug, I'll shut it off in a minute. I'm listening to the Dragonlance novels, and before that I was listening to the Harry Potter novels, and I listen to them annually, starting around spring, because I don't know if it's a Canadian thing because winters are a part of our culture, but winters haven't really been happening so much lately. I don't know. It's such a challenging topic. But, you get cabin fever. And cabin fever is a real thing in Canada. This is when the children are made. Cheap entertainment, eh, Wally? So, I start listening to Harry Potter books when the cabin fever starts to hit, because the story of Harry Potter and the challenge he has throughout his life, and then in the end turns into like a horror story, and he's like the badass leader or the one warrior who just sacrifices himself by saying, you know what, I don't care about being the best. I love that story. So like I said earlier, guys, I've got right beside me, you know what? Forget about this damn video. There we go. So let's just do this. We're gonna do it. That, my friends, is 5 gallons of lager. Looks pretty crappy on top, but that's what happens. The yeast Heisenkrosens, and it pops through the top and goes over the side. But this is gonna be bottled on Wednesday, and on the floor beside it, I've got Pilsner. That gets bottled Thursday. So that might be on the live stream. I don't know. But these... So these are beer that, you know, they ferment in the bottle, but I have to add sugar to them. Tuesday night to this, Wednesday night to that. And that sugar, that's what turns into bubbles in the bottle. So... Tell you the truth, I hate drinking beer, though. It's not something that I love to do. Like, really. Actually, I'm not going to get into that topic. It might become legal next year. Ha ha ha. I quit all forms of everything to, you know, just when I got kids, I became a real man. And, you know, and then my father died about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a day before my birthday. And he died of lung disease. So I've been trying to drink beer, you know, instead of, you know, going out and drink beer at home instead of going to the bar and getting in trouble and all that jazz. So, like I said, I'm only human. So let's look at a few of the things that we got going on here. So I gotta look at my chat here. I don't think that I'm getting everybody to come through. Oh yes, I am. I'm actually amazed that everything's working. Thank you everybody for watching. It's been it's really cool to have people come on when you're wanting to chat. So let's look at a couple of things I've been working on. This is the multi-kit, the multi-structure kit from KC Workshops. It's you know, I like this kit for a few different reasons. Number one, the bottom. I've got two lights here, and they're... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera. Here we go. So, come on here. Right down here is this foundation brick. And actually this foundation brick is made out of printed, embossed paper. I don't know if it's a scrapbooking product or what, but it's... The divots on it are like the backwards of the brick. However, you cannot tell that it's the opposite in the relief, and it's really amazing. So talking to let's make this screen a little bit bigger. Let me fix this screen here. Hey Sparky, thanks for stopping by. Edit the scene, come on. Okay, let's make you a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay. So now you can see my chat in the background and all that jazz. So this is an embossed paper, which is really cool. It's working out great. To Andy's point of the mortar, you look at this mortar on this chimney, especially how I've got the India ink and alcohol has penetrated half of it there. You know, and half of it you can see it's gray, half of it's white. You know, I could have left it, or I could have got it all gray, but I wanted to leave a part of it white. And this has dull coat over top of it. Like, look how good that looks, man. So it's really unbelievable. And I'm gonna bring up this bucket. So this is the stuff. And like I said, there's about a half an inch. You know, blindly sticking my hand in that tool jar is like suicide. What I wouldn't do for a live stream. So this stuff at the bottom, if you work it up every day, it gets real easy to mix into the water. And you really don't have to have a lot of it. I know I've got a half an inch of it here, but 1/8 of an inch with half this water would work great for that technique. And it is unbelievable. Like, when you start to get using that stuff and figure out what that compound is, tell me what it is. So, you know what? There's a way for me to cut down this screen. But I forget all the keystrokes. I'm a geek, but with bad short-term memory, man. So, what are we doing? So next month, we're going to be awesome. Okay, I didn't read your post, Spark. Hoff. Sparky, I'm sorry I didn't read your post. That's awesome that you posted a link to the meetup on your last video. Hopefully we get people local to come and meet. Actually, a week before that meetup is a meetup at Sylvan Scale Models in Sylvan, Ontario. And Claire Gilbert, the owner of that company, is celebrating 25 years in business. And I imagine almost everybody watching this channel has Sylvan Scale trucks or cars on their layout. So that's an option for you guys to go to. If you want to go to that with me, that would be great. That's the Sunday before, the first Sunday of June. And little known fact is that Doug Coffey, he's an author for Model Railroader magazine and Railroad Model Craftsman, is a local, and we're gonna meet up. I'm gonna meet him at Claire's at Sylvan's that weekend. So if you want to meet somebody kind of special in the hobby who kind of keeps to himself, that might be fun. Yeah. Okay. I'll read your question out and then I'll try to answer. The dollar store has like little shot glasses with a rubber seat. Shake it up with that, baby. Okay, I'll do it. Oh, this. Yeah, I get it. I get you. I'm a little slow. I'm sorry. So, a gentleman who's been showing support to me, he's also a patron. Sparky's a patron, for crying out loud. I almost forgot. Wally's a patron. Is Sparky's a patron. Thank you, Hoff, for your support. I hope this chin doesn't scare you off. There's a little divot in there. The girls think it's cute. If you actually watch the start of the video, I explained what my nickname was and my middle name. Spark. Okay, so Claire doesn't have a channel. Claire's a manufacturer of resin vehicles. And he isn't really a Facebooker, but he's on Facebook. He's got a page on Facebook. And then Doug Coffey, I think he just started a channel. I don't know what the channel's called. But he posts his build updates, and he's social on the Modelers Guild on Facebook. If anybody here is scared about posting on the Modelers Guild, I've heard it a number of times. I don't want to post there because people are so good. I'm there. I'm not near as good as half those people, right? I founded the Modelers Guild, and you know, I'm just the caretaker. So, you know, if I'm there, you're welcome there. And the one thing, I'll just be honest right now, we used to have an administrator on the Modelers Guild, and he was one of the best. You know, he was great. He's a great modeler. I won't say his name. A lot of people here will know who he is. He's a fantastic modeler, but his ego is as big as his talent. Okay? And you know what? He got his butt kicked the hell out. And he was an administrator. I blocked him. There's so many talented celebrities who've been kicked out of the Modelers Guild by my hand because of attitude. Okay? So I want you to feel welcome over on the Modelers Guild. And the fact is that you're welcome there if you're, you know, a kind person. You know, we're not there to improve your hobby. We're there to share our hobby. And that opens up the platform to the best modeling in the world. You know, it's in spite of ego. You know, it's not driven by ego. So, hey, you know what, Chris? Chris says that I'm too modest. You listen to those Harry Potter books, man, and you know what? He wins. He wins because he will not accept. So, let's get back on track. I wanted to do a couple of things. And so, what we have here, so as you can see my microphone here, I probably just made a lot of noise by grabbing it, used to be on a switch. And, you know, you always hear people, and they're like, oh, once you glue things down, it's done. Well, everybody here knows darn well that I glued this bugger down with ballast, or my homemade ballast, and everything. And there's the bottom of the switch. As you can see, it needs to be sanded off on the bottom. But this switch, the difference is, I'll go get the other one. Because I'm not just shooting my mouth off about someone I don't like because he's a smug mother. I've got one. I've got it. And if you look at this track jig here, what you see is a spot for the circuit board, and this is what you weld your rail to, right? Now, if you talk to people in the NMRA, the vice president of the NMRA says that this guy stole this guy's product, right? But we all know if you're going to do something, you've got to improve on the design. So what's the differences between these two switch jigs here? Like, unless you think that this is all for printed circuit ties, you notice that this has the spot for all the wood ties in the jig. And then all those wood ties are then bonded to the rail using plyo bond. And this switch right here survived me yanking it off that piece of foam, pulling the glue out of it and all that stuff, and I'm going to be putting it on the Old Bay District layout next. You know, it's amazing. Like, people talk about never pulling up flex track again after it's been glued down. You know, like, here's a switch, and I just did it. So I'm going to be putting that track jig on there, and so I'm running away from myself. You know what? Professor Quirrell was a pussy. Snape. Now that guy had balls, okay? You know, of all the Slytherins, he had the most powerful Slytherin quality, and that was to lie his minds out to people. This is an old. So, Chris says, does that CP loco have a webcam attached to it? No, it is my Blue Snowball microphone. And it used to have a tripod that came off the bottom of it, and it broke. And this is an old CP, I don't know where it's from. It's a Bachmann CP F7 or F9 unit, whatever. And it's got pancake motors in it, so it's junk. I'm talking at the computer like it's not the microphone, and I'm holding the microphone in my hand like a dummy. So I just drilled a hole in top of the engine, and I've been doing this. It's been on here for 2.5 years, and Chris, you're probably the first one to ever say anything about it. 2.5 years I've been doing these live streams and videos, and this has been like this. Good eye, my friend. Good eye. C&O. I've got actually, Sparky. I've my engine that I left over at Ron's for operating purposes is a C&O. My RS3 unit, my favorite one ever. So getting back to the track jigs, Oak Hill makes a remarkable product that makes a very strong jig that is supported not only on your your circuit ties. It's supported on all the wood ties. And those are done by plyo bond. And plyo bond is like a contact adhesive that is activated with heat. So, it's a really strong jig in the end. And then also, I probably won't be able to get it on camera, but these tracks come with, well, you can buy the tracks with the little joiners, the little tie plates and stuff like that. And I'm visually impaired, so I put some of them on. Actually, my next thing that I really want to get for this track to get it finished is to get a switch stand, a really realistic switch stand. If anybody has any advice of where I could get one of those, I'd like to get one of those next month so that I could finish Old Bay District 1 or OBD 1. Yes, I don't have the greasy hair for Snape. I'm sorry. Thank God. Actually, I probably look like Gilderoy Lockhart. Actually, if you ask over at Model Railroad Hobbyists, they say I act like him too, I bet. This is working out great, guys. How many people we got here? 10? So we've been fluctuating from 10 to 15. That's really good. Thanks a lot for coming over. This is awesome. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. So, you know this. So let's talk about Patreon and the way I gets paid. You know, like I share a lot of my modeling, and you know, I'm gonna lay it out on the line. The reason I share all my modeling is it is the best way to advertise yourself for custom model building. Fish plates, that's what they are. You're exactly right, buddy. So they I was saying something, and then you said fish plates, and my mind went pa-ding, pa-ding. That's what happens. So I use Patreon. Oh yeah, so I share my modeling a lot, and the reason I do so is because it gets me custom modeling work, and you know, a lot of people, some of you out there know one of the big problems I had a few years ago. Okay, New Haven, you message me when you get it out, and I'll watch it for sure. Please, thank you. New Haven says, building a caboose ground throw how-to video soon. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, so I've been doing these videos over the years. I started it to do the custom modeling business. Now, the immediate effect of making those videos was somebody found out one of my clients and ruined a it was like I probably had a couple of $1,000s worth of work left with the gentleman, and it was all ruined because of some arrogant loser who went and contacted him and Imagine That Laser Art and a couple of other people, and now he's going around saying that I'm defaming him and all that jazz. I won't say his name. It's not worth it. He's a very talented modeler, and I take every opportunity to say that the guy's highly talented. And that's what confuses me the most about the situation. Is like, if you're so talented, why would you even be bothered with a nobody like me, you know? But whatever. I digress. So I started doing these videos so that I could advertise model building services, except I'm not in the practice of saying I'm a custom model builder, because everybody and their dog is a custom model builder for hire. Everybody wants to do this thing, right? And the thing is there's low grade projects that the client can't afford me, so like the general math on the topic is you take the price of the kit, and the average custom builder is like 2 times the price of the kit. I'm 2.5 times the price of the kit. And the reason for that is that I want to make sure that the client is able to afford the build that I want to do. If they're going to nickel and dime me so that I have to build a 10-hour build in 4 hours, how the hell am I going to get him to promote my work by word of mouth? I have to put in that extra 6 hours of work for free for that guy who could never afford it or is unwilling to afford my services. So it doesn't make sense. So the price is set at a certain rate for a certain reason. And the only reason that is not because I went out and said, it threw up my D&D dice and said, wow, that's what I want to make. It's because that's what I have to make to be able to get the time in that I need to get it done right. And when you get the model done right, that modeler appreciates it, and he tells his friends. He shows it to his friends, Actually, sometimes they don't tell anybody at all that it's a custom-made model. I've got probably about 4 pictures from clients of my models at RPM meets with ribbons beside them. And it's not my name on the model, it's the client's name. And that's 2 thumbs up, man. If you win contest that way, I'm into it, because I got paid, and I don't care what you do with the model after the fact. I don't sign it. It's just the bottom line. I don't care. And you know what? Don't tell anybody that. That's just the inside baseball thing. So the way I get paid on the outset to get this whole verbal diarrhea out is I was contacted by Helicon Focus about 2 years ago. They told me about a gentleman who's an author for the Narrow Gauge and Short Line Gazette. I could pull out the magazine and find out his name, but he's got this deal, and I'm the only other modeler in the hobby who's got this deal from Helicon Focus, and I can get you 20% off of it. And it's a photographic app for photo stacking photos, but not only that, editing photos so that they look. It's like a pseudo Photoshop that's really easy to use. It's like I've got this bird in the photo and I want to get rid of it. It's got a tool, doom, done. And it's a super focused tool. It's exactly what they use for the magazines. Those magazine guys at Model Railroader and all the other places, they use Helicon Focus. And the Helicon Focus that I'm getting you is a lifetime subscription. Now, I'm a geek, man, and I know how these people work. You buy these things from people, and the subscription runs out after a year, and you can't update it no more. But with Helicon Focus, This is a lifetime subscription of updates for the software. So you buy it, you get 20% off, I get paid, and everybody's happy. Modelersguild.com/HF. So let's get back to these questions. Yeah, I'm advertising myself. Thanks, Harry. Sparky, you're too funny. I can custom build, just add water. N scale becomes HO scale. Like one of those little dinosaurs that you throw in the cup of water. I get it. Harry liked it too. So, oh yeah, Sparky. We had all that rain. You made it out dry? Killer. Right on. I never even thought of that, buddy. Oh, yeah. That's good news. We got a lot of water there. So, where are we moving on to next? I think I showed this. So I got this idea from Jason. Oh, I did show this earlier. I don't know if anybody's seen this already, but we've got this going on. Yeah, Harry. I was just getting started on that. My son's birthday is May 19th, and he's going to Ottawa on Wednesday, and he gets back on Friday. So I'm going to be giving this to him on Saturday. And I've been trying to find little details. I've also been adding more color. I think I'm going to be adding this dark green color to more of the stairs and stuff like that. You know, the problem with making a video is that, you know, you try to get everything you can out of it, but a project could take forever and you still don't get it done. So this is a direct this whole idea came directly from me listening to those Dragonlance books or reading them when I was a kid. So yeah, there's that. So anybody have any questions out there? I know Chris had that question about the grass mats. And grass, let me see if I got it. My room is so stocked with stuff that it's actually kind of really hard to find stuff. So Andy Crawford was here and he was saying something about Walther's grass tufts, and this is a Walther's grass tuft. It's like one single color, and it's really not the best. Here is the original sheet where I figured out. This is the exact sheet where I figured out how to make my mortar technique. I should put this up on the wall. You can see how you can see how the ultra matte medium turned white on me, and it's kind of looking all janky. But yeah, let's. I don't know know if we're gonna add people. You see, I don't know. I've never painted any metal detail figures, and I imagine there's a challenge to it. So I'm going to, off camera in my own time, make a few try to paint my own characters. So that's something that I'll be doing sometime this summer. So for Chris, these are pieces off of Martin Welberg's scenery and stuff mats, and I've been using this stuff for just about a year and a half now. And now this piece has been crushed and it's been yanked off of the pad, but it comes with pieces, mats that are just, I wish I had my big mats here, but I've only got a little bit left because I've been hammering them into the Old Bay District project. Harry, you're speaking my mind. Speaking my mind. These grass mats, Chris, from Martin Welberg Scenery and stuff, are amazing. Martin's from Holland, but the stuff that he does is amazing. And what they are grass mats. And now these are really mucked up. Like, I had them sitting in the box and a little crushed, but they come on tarp, right? And this tarp, you know, you might think to yourself, oh, it's really hard to glue to, but it glues great to my Weld Bond glue. I don't know what kind of glue that is, but it works for that. And the trick is to these things is, you know, we've got a non-porous material here, and we're going to be gluing it to foam, which is porous. Now, when you add glue to these things, you don't add glue to the porous structure. You add glue to the one that has no pores. And if you add glue to the tarpaulin, it'll fully adhere to it. And when it goes down onto the foam, the scenic water that you put on, the wet water, will pull your glue down into the pores of the foam. And it becomes one. It's a great bond. So these tarpaulin mats, they come in these big sheets, and they're probably 12 inch by 6 inch, and you cut them up into strips, into oddly shaped strips, and you mix them with your dirt, and that's how you get your really realistic looking sceneries and stuff like that. So Harry, Old Bay District 2, thanks for bringing that up. Is being framed around this thing. The bugger can't even fit on camera. That's what I love about it. Look at that. So I want to put lights in the carriages. So I have to sort out a little bit of a problem with this kit. It's got the power. It's got the drive. I've got the drive to turn the wheel around. The only thing I didn't buy was the lighting kit, which is like $250 American. And that kit is $250. It comes with these lighting kits, and now I've figured it out what the difference is. Now the lighting kit comes with a different hanger on top here. Now this hanger here has these plastic little things that hook into the wiring configuration. And in the ones that you buy in the lighting kit, they're actually little metal rods that you shove in, and the magnetic wire wraps around them so that there's no friction as it goes around the Ferris wheel. So I've got a couple of custom builds that are happening right now. I'm waiting for the Southside Hotel from Imagine That Laser Art, that great big kit. That's going out to somebody soon. So I really did need to take a break between Old Bay District 1 and number 2. You know, and the other thing is, Harry, is that, you know, I don't like, okay, so you think about an artist who has a flat canvas, or a songwriter who's sitting down to write a song. It's really, really hard to start that thing without having an idea, having a little limerick in your head, having an idea of what you're going to paint. It's really hard to wrap your head around those things. And when you see me build something like the Old Bay District 1, the idea started last spring 2016, when I started building the Foss Landing, the boat, the one with the boat on it. And you know, it took me about 4 or 5 months to think, oh, well, maybe I'll put a little diorama beside it, you know. And then those dioramas started getting built together. Well, they didn't have that little Quonset hut in the middle of them in my mind's eye. I was kind of exploring the whole thing. And then when I sat down to put the foam down and start building it, it just went on and on and on and on and on. And that's because the vision inside my mind was near complete. So I'm at a point right now where I'm kind of stuck I'm thinking to myself, well, I want to do continue the beach along. I want to have a nice boardwalk. But how does the tavern and the little restaurant at the end of Old Bay District 1, and how does that transition off into Old Bay District 2? And how do you make a little beach there? How do you get the little boardwalk there? And how do you fit that big fuck off Ferris wheel? It should be a beep bloopers. If anybody's offended by strong language, just say I in the chat, and I'll try my best not to elaborate. What amazing stream, man. How's the quality of the video? I've only lost 0.03 frames out of this whole stream. This is amazing. I don't know if the quality of the video is good. I suspect it's not. Okay, Chris. Great looking mouse wheel. You're right, Wayne. Okay, let me get up and find this stuff. I can't find it just yet. I didn't have it planned to talk about it, Chris. I'm sorry, but what I've got planned for the Ferris wheel is to have a couple of tents with games on the inside of them. And they're going to be in a line along the boardwalk, not on the wood boardwalk. It's going to be the dirt, the land behind a retaining wall. And, you know, and this is in my mind's eye. We're just talking shit here. But these little games, the game tents, I got sent to me a bunch of kits from Campbell Scale Bottles in February. Now, the packing material in that looked just like canvas, HO scale canvas material that you would see on a white tent. And I placed it to the side and I thought to myself, well, that's going in the carnival. You know, crappy story about Campbell Scale models. They said I was too down to earth and asked me to send their kits back, which is their loss, really, I guess. I was going to volunteer a whole bunch of time for them, but whatever, they weren't paying me. Oh, thanks for the feedback, Harry. The fine here on both cams. Awesome. Yeah, I looked at that, Billy, the Model Roller Coaster HQ, and there's a company that has a plastic injection molded HO scale roller coaster, and they said that they are interested in doing another run. I suspect that they're ran out of stock, so that would be interesting to do. However, I also have a massive supply of scale wood and Midway, not Boardwalk. You're right. The Midway is just off of the boardwalk. Catch my drift? How's those kits coming, Billy? If it doesn't matter to me if you haven't done anything with them, just, you know, if you plug away on one of them and send me a photo, that'll make me feel tickled pink to know that, you know, you went through all those health struggles and, you know, you did something with them, you know, like, I'm with you, buddy. Cotton candy and funnel cakes. Yeah. You know, it's so easy for me to get into a controversial topic. You know, one of the best modelers out there today is supposed to be Lance Mindheim. Except, the one thing that I'd like to point out to those who are going to trash me for saying this is that his buildings are printed photographs of actual models. They're not styrene models, they're not painted models, they're not weathered models. There's really nothing artistic about them. There's everything that is technically advanced about them. However, it is like telling a sculptor that you 3D printed an exact copy of their sculpture and you're looking for praise. It's not the actual stuff, if you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, so he has an eye for cats. I'll let the cat in now. So, while he has a beautiful eye for scenery and detail, and he's put these card models together so well that you really have to know what you're looking for to uncover it. And in most cases, you don't know it is until he tells you, because he doesn't hide these things. I'm not saying something that he doesn't say himself. You know, it's just that I can't really do card models and love it. So in this midway, I'm going to try to model the inside of the tents a little bit, but I'm going to be doing a little bit of printed card modeling. Just a little bit. You know, but the most of the outside's going to have a lot of texture, and it's going to have the real strings, and it's going to be a real model, and they're all going to be scratch built. Man, I'm getting spinny. You guys, ask me something. Yeah, Chris, you know what? It's the Campbell scale model guy, he's stuck in a hard spot because he's the guy who owns the company is not the original owner of the company. Leo Campbell is the founder of Campbell Scale Models, and he sold the line to someone who's a real good friend of his. And the problem with that situation is that Leo's not out of the business. And, you know, Leo's an asset to that business because he's the engineer who created all the tools that made these things like Campbell scale roofing, Campbell's corrugated metal. All that stuff was created by one guy, and I think that Leo didn't like me. I don't know how it worked. Or maybe, you know, I get a reputation. I've got a reputation amongst builders, you know, and specifically custom builders because I am a competitor. I am not one of the guys who takes the low-hanging fruit. I'm one of the guys who's a full-service guy. When you need an electrician to come in, I've got guys who are experts at this stuff. You know, I just met a new friend who's another expert. You know, and you know, when I come time to do a full service model railroad, the bench work, the electronics, and all that stuff, I'll delegate this stuff and have those guys paid for their expertise, and I come in and do my expertise of building structures. So I'm a full service kind of cat, and that means that I'm a competitor to a lot of these people, and the centers, like, and that means that my competitors, you know, in LA, New York, Boston, and Florida, I've got a reputation that is not really a true representation of who I am. What I've got in those areas are the stories told by my competitors who really don't like me all that, man. They've never met me face to face. So that's just the way it is. And I imagine one of those guys got through to Leo or the gentleman who owns the company now, who will remain nameless. Yeah, you heard that, didn't you? He's looking for food. Red light district. You know what, Wayne? I'll do a red light district. Except I'm not going to do the red light district so up front. Like, we've got young kids in the family. So I gotta be creative. You know what I mean? The alleys are places where you shouldn't go. Actually, another thing is that first weekend of the first Sunday of June, Sylvan Scale Models, I've already mentioned this before, is having a open house. The Claire Gilbert has been in business for 25 years, and I'm going to get like, I live 20 minutes away from Claire, okay, and I've went over to his house and we chatted, and I buttered him up to do an interview. We haven't done that interview yet. I'm going to butter him up again at the open house to try to get the interview. But we're going to be doing a junkyard with a lot of seconds from his resin car business. So he's been saving me these seconds that he does not sell to other people, right? Like, and I've told him specifically that I'm not selling this. This is for my own artistic adventures and stuff like that. So yeah, so we've been going on strong for how long here now? What in the heck? An hour and 40 minutes. That's crazy balls. That's crazy. So we've got 8 people. Okay, so we've got somebody on my Ron Pare channel. I wonder if you've been talking to me. Oh, this is awesome. So hopefully, guys, you're having fun. The questions have gone a little bit loose right now. So to my friends in Australia, I am going to be streaming in the mornings, which will be your nighttime. And so that's probably going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So all week I'll be streaming in the morning, and that'll be more suitable for the retired folks who are here in North America, and then also for European modelers it'll probably be around the 6 o'clock time, and for Australian modelers it'll be like 10 to 12 in the evening when I'll start streaming. So if you're interested in catching up during the weekdays of this week, that's going to happen. To my North American friends who work during the day, I work too. I milk cows in the morning. I start at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm done at around 7:30. So, and I do that 7 days a week. So my job's done, and that's why I do so much modeling. So speaking of June, the Darling Downs Model Railway Club is holding its annual expo in Toowoomba. Now, I think, Wayne, you said you're Australian, so should I try to do that in an Australian accent? The only way I can get into the Australian accent is to talk about the TPP. So if I say TPP and then say Toowoomba, I probably sound like I said it right. Did I? Mate. So you could give me a virtual punch in the mouth. I'm good. I got broad shoulders. I'm sorry. It's all fun and games, isn't it? So I'm going to put into chat. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Wayne. So he says it's now 12:50 Monday afternoon. So yeah. Hey, Ron. Glad to see you, buddy. There's a guy who's got a Modelers Guild shirt. Took the slow boat to get there. So I'm going to put the link to the Patreon in here. And I'm not telling you guys that you have to go over there. I'm just saying that it's there. If you want to be a supporter, this is what I'm looking. This is the best way to show your support to me. It's only $1. You can make a maximum of $1 a month. It could be $1 a video. I've got a guy who does $25 a video. It really helps me out. And, you know, I'm not a rich guy. You know, I'm really a starving artist. And, you know, it helps out a lot to be able to not break into the food supplies and the bill supplies. Like, my credit card bill is stupid insane. So being able to do this Patreon things means that I can take my job and start paying off that stupid darn credit card. It costs like $40 a month to have it, you know. So you know, I'm not telling you got to do it. I'm never going to put my videos behind a paywall. I'm never going to make you do a song and a dance to get to them. There's never going to be any of that stuff. The details are it's Minerosity Bob. Awesome. This is so cool, dude. You know, I love doing this thing. It's great to have you people here. You know what, Billy? I know what roux is. It's vegetable oil and flour. And it's junk. You only add it to the sauces of the people who you don't like. Anyways, you know, the Patreon, it helps me a lot, and it's the best way to show your support to me, and all that money goes into the modeling. You know, this Obey District 2, if I can afford to get another couple of faller-powered rides for the carnival, man, that would be great. You know what also would be great? Is if I could afford the faller car system and integrate that into the layout. Now that would be a bona fide good time, if you ask me. Like, whoa. Like, I just popped off the top of my head right there, and I'm like thinking to myself, yeah, that's a possibility. Like, and I've got goals on Patreon. Like, if you guys get me to $150, I'm going to turn off all the advertisements on YouTube. All of them that I can. And then the only thing that will be left that will be the only advertising that would be available would be the Helican Focus, which is a bona fide tool for model railroaders, and the Patreon. And that's it. Everything else would be shut off. And I'm not lying about that. I'm like, and $150 a video, it doesn't mean it's $150 a video. That means that it's $150 on average per video when you see that. So it's, you know, it's only $1. Like, it's just a coffee. So I'm gonna try to get Woomba. Toowoomba. Yeah, you just phonetically, that was a perfect. You should have put it that way, anyways. I didn't mean to tease, Wayne. Honest. Oh, you guys supplied me with a great night, And you know what? I tomorrow's video we'll start at around 10 in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time, which would be 8 o'clock your time, Wayne, in the evening. Because you see, I think your time is about... No. It would be 12... Yeah, it'd be about 12 midnight for you, Wayne. So you probably... I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a morning guy, so staying up this late is kind of is not really my gig. But I'm gonna try to do it every Sunday. I'm gonna try to build a few models. We've got a lot of models coming out. I got some pre-release kits. The company houses that came out this week. That video was a pre-release kit. And that's a 3-pack for $32.95. And what I didn't put on those buildings that I will be on the Old Bay District is the little bathroom tip outs that come off the side of the buildings. Those are integrated in the kits, and they look really good. Like, they're really nice kits for cheap. Like, for the price of a plastic kit. And the big fundamental difference between what you're getting in a KC Workshops kit and a Walthers kit is a Walthers kit is like a virtual Lego manual where you get pictures, you put this brick here and this like it's really dumbed down. There's no English language on it at all. But your KC Workshops instructions are fully described about everything. You get a plethora of information from a Craftsman kit. And that's the real difference between a Craftsman kit and a plastic kit. Is not only are you getting the premium materials for the kit, and in most cases the materials that you need, you're getting the instructions and the tips and the contact with the manufacturer who makes these kits. And that's important because you'd never be able to contact Walthers. Contacting Faller is insanely hard. And if you've, to those who heard about my missing one of the carriages from my Faller Ferris wheel, Faller is going to send me those parts. It took them 7 days to contact me, but they're going to send me those parts, and that's a success. I cannot slam them for taking 7 days. There's a big company. I thought 7 days that I wasn't going to get replied to, but just as I bitched about them online, like 30 seconds later, boom, my email lit up. And they did not see me bitch about it. I'm telling you, I'm not that famous at all in any way whatsoever. This is not even part of the cards. They took 7 days, and that's good. Yeah, Wayne, I had a feeling it would be a bit late for you. But I'm trying my best to get around. You know, it's important for me to be able to cater to European modelers too. And you know what? The kids are at school. My biggest issue at the point right now, like, not to harp on Patreon, but Patreon's going to help me get my own little laptop. I have to use my son's laptop because this camera over here, it will not work on my Windows 10 tower PC. It's in the PC's like 8 years old. I imagine the USB's gone wonky. Something's happened to it. But as you can see, the camera's been running for almost 2 hours now, and it's beautiful. But if we bring it over to my other computer, with both computers are Windows 10. I'm not blaming Windows 10. I'm blaming the hardware on my computer, I think. This is what I suspect. But, you know, as you can see, the cameras work great, which is crazy because I bought 2 of these cameras and I hooked them up to the tower PC, and it's like they're like going de-interlaced like this, and you can't see anything. It was like, you remember back in the old days of the Super Channel when, like, well, I was born in the 70s. I'm Generation X, and in the 80s, you watch the Super Channel. There was at night you could watch the nudies, but you had to do it through the decoding. You can only see a boobie every once in a while. That's what the camera's like over on the other computer. Both of those cameras. And that company actually gave me a full refund for those cameras. My son's computer, 2 weeks later, coincidentally got fixed. After, we had some issues for it, and patrons paid for the fix of this laptop. Like, this for real. All this Patreon thing is really helping the channel and benefit you guys. But I took these cameras and tested them on this thing. They work fine. Unbelievable. So I'm lucky and unlucky all at the same time. But so good night, Billy. Thanks for stopping by. We got down to 6 viewers now, and you know what? I'm gonna end it out tonight. I want to close it out. If you guys want to say your goodbyes and all that stuff, that's good. Once I start seeing your buys on the chat, I'll know that the lag's gone past and the end of the video is done. I want to thank Chris, Billy Gorman, Wayne Sund, Andy Crawford, Ron Brights, Harry Deal. I want to thank Sparky Hoff, Mark, Eminem Rails. Who do we got? Who else do we got? We had more, I think. New Haven Rails. Thank you for being a subscriber, buddy. Thanks for watching the videos. Chris's YouTube channel is Go Via or Go Home. I agree, Chris. I got a few of those Rapido trains myself. They're a beauty. Who else do we got? Wally's Weathering. Thanks, buddy, for all your support. You're awesome. Yeah, so you know what? Thanks for watching, guys. It's been a treat. And to all of you who didn't chat at all, it's nobody's gonna jump on your back on this channel. Nobody's gonna nobody's going to ignore you on my channel. Do you know why? Because I think I'm the worst modeler here. Okay? I don't think of myself as a talented guy in any way whatsoever. My biggest plus is when the old lady says that I'm good, and that doesn't mean I'm good to the broader community. It's all about us, getting together and chatting and figuring out what. Hey, Chris, yes. Get in touch about that stuff. We'll get hooked up with a good Ontario deal for guys who hook up together. Right on. William, I can't give the kid the desktop. It's got too good of a video card for my games. No, I'm pretty close to getting my own a laptop for streaming full time. And it's a double-edged sword there, Billy, because, I have to stay up late after that. And, after these beers get bottled, Jesus, Murphy, the quality of the stream just goes down, man. You just go watch my performances on YouTube Model Builders. Oh, God, that was rough. I was drunk. I can't do the streaming late at night like that. That's silly. Silly, man. Good night, Wayne. Good night, Billy. Good night, Chris. The stream is going off the air.